In this lecture, we'll consider the evidence for blonde hair pigmentation among Solomon Islanders and whether this phenomenon is caused by European admixture or natural mutation. Skin and hair color show clinical variation with latitude worldwide. This variation is related to UV levels at varying latitudes, where higher levels are experienced near the equator. Melanin in the skin scatters UV radiation, sparing the body from its damaging effect. Dark skin is found in equatorial regions, and light skin is found in higher latitudes. UV radiation destroys folate in the body, meaning too much exposure can cause significant development in health problems. Light-skinned people are more susceptible to folate deficiencies. UV also stimulates vitamin D synthesis. Dark-skinned people are susceptible to vitamin D deficiencies at higher latitudes. Thus, skin color is a balancing act between folate and vitamin D exposure and represents an evolutionary adaptation to the environment. In general, skin color and hair color are linked. Darker-skinned people tend to have darker hair color, whereas lighter-skinned people tend to have lighter hair color. There are two exceptions to this general phenomenon of clinical variation: desert Aborigines in Australia and Solomon Islanders in Malaysia. Both populations have dark skin, but blonde hair. In 2012, the molecular basis of blondism among Melanesians was published in Science. It was speculated that blondism in the Solomon Islands was the result of European admixture. Gene flow has caused certain European traits to rise in prevalence in equatorial regions. For example, mutineers from HMS Bounty spread alleles for blue eyes throughout Pitcairn Island in the 18th century. An example of gene flow significantly altering allele frequency in the small Polynesian population. Other explanations include sun and saltwater exposure and diet, and that blondism was somehow adaptive to local environments in an unknown manner. One reason why European admixture is an unlikely explanation is that the skin of Solomon Islanders is still dark, regardless of hair color. Researchers sampled DNA from saliva of more than 1,000 Solomon Islanders, focusing particularly close on 85 individuals, split between blonde and dark hair. The results show that blondism in Solomon Islanders is caused by a single mutation on a single gene. This is not the same mechanism for blondism in Europeans, which is generalized, affecting both hair and skin. The researchers concluded that the blonde trait in the Solomon Islands has cropped up as a random, natural mutation. It appears to be a recessive trait with an allele frequency of 0.26. The significance of this study is that it underscores how useless physical traits such as hair color are for creating racial typologies. The study also demonstrates the dangers of an adaptivist perspective. Adaptivism is the view that natural selection is the most important or the only important force of evolution affecting human beings. Adaptationism ignores or downplays gene flow, genetic drift, and mutation as a source of genetic variation between populations. It appears that blondism in the Solomon Islands is a neutral trait, which directs attention to the magnitude and meaning of human variation. A discussion could be held regarding the fate of this trait. Will it spread? Will it disappear? Could it be involved in sexual selection? Finally, the study also reveals a certain degree of Eurocentrism coloring scientific inquiry and assumptions about variation. It was widely assumed that blondism in the Solomon Islands could only result from European admixture, but this has now been debunked. The 2012 study stressed that more genetic work must be conducted in non-European populations in order to truly understand human variation.